Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Oh, if you didn't know, it's the Print Factory Show on a Monday afternoon with my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Big T at Big T44 DFS on Twitter. Big guy, how was your Sunday? I know it wasn't as good as our man Rubio Dimes. Shout out to Rubio Dimes, 300K richer. But how was your Sunday before we get to old Rubio?
Yeah, it was interesting because it was another week on the main slate where it felt like hit a lot of stuff, but then it came down to it and just weird stuff like backup scoring for certain teams and spots. And I still did decent. I think I almost broke even or something on the main slate. Thinking, I mean, a lot of the key plays were Bowers hurt me too, I think, because I didn't have a ton of Bowers, and he just obviously nuked. I did have some, but he just nuked.
I tried to fight you guys on Bowers. Where are you, Wiley? You weren't as bad. You said you'd at least play some. Where's my guy Wiley at? Where is he?
Yeah.
Is he still bending the knee in chat to old Brock Bowers? Fucking
Bowers,
40 piece.
Yeah, just a beast. Finally healthy, and when he's like that, he's one of the top receivers, let alone tight ends. Just crushed. And then, yeah, Rubio, just total nuts on the other site that we don't like to talk about. I think he won by like 16 points or something in the main tournament, which is just unheard of, which, again, it's just a full stack of that Cincinnati game with Brock Bowers with I don't have the full team up, but just the stone nuts where just like we always talk about with SaberSim, the overstack is so dangerous when you hit the overstack and you hit the one or two other pieces.
Here's the
with
team,
it.
Tony, and I got the. I'll just share it real quick for people who can't see it here. Let me just pull it up real quick. So here's the team from Rubio. If you guys can see it, so we've got there's the winner, 200K. I think he netted what, like 300 or 285, something like that.
285, I think.
Here's the winner in the big tournament. There, he had Caleb Williams, Christian McCaffrey, the Manung guy with Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, who got that. Man, that was crazy. They challenged that touchdown. They probably wouldn't have challenged it. So that helped Rubio. And then he had Zacchaeus, Drake London, Brock Bowers, and who is his final piece here? Oh, I thought he had that. I don't know who his flex was, but man, Drake London, who caught 3 touchdowns, like this was the absolute nut build, Tony, and just a crazy overstack of this game. And he faded like no roam, you know what I mean? He overstacked it and played like almost everyone perfect besides Loveland, obviously, because I mean, who was playing Loveland on that slate? But yeah, I mean, his team was just the full nuts.
So he had, I was looking at who he had. Williams. Who was Williams?
Jameson Williams? Jameson Williams?
Could have been, I guess. I just said
he caught that touchdown at the end, remember? He wasn't doing
anything. No, it had to be Kyron. It had to be Kyron Williams.
Probably. It was. You're right. It was Kyron Williams, yes.
Well, who didn't crush, but he did good. But to your point, how many times have we seen Run Pure people win with the overstack? It was pull that thing back up. You shut it down. I was going to talk about it.
I still got it.
So literally, that's the other one. Pull the other one. That's the 70. Show me the 200 one.
Right here.
Yeah. So literally, you got Monangai, who everyone had, but then you got Caleb with 2 receivers, even though you got Monangai. People don't do that. And SaberSim is so good at overstacking. Some of my biggest wins too, not in NFL as much, but college and different sports, are just full overstacks. And I know that when it goes wrong, you lose and stuff, but your upside is enormous. So if everyone's got Monangai, Caleb is like a great play. And then you add in 2 receivers that I'm assuming were both pretty low owned. They have to be pretty low owned. So just great plays. But then the guys you get with it, you get Bowers, who's the best tight end when he's healthy. McCaffrey, who's the best running back when he's healthy. Drake London, who's as good as anyone when he's healthy and out there. And then Kyron Williams, who was in a great spot. So, like, that build to me, and you got no Bengals guys, which honestly yesterday makes decent sense. But imagine if he, like, played T. Higgins or something instead of Kyron.
Instead of Kyron, yeah.
You would just – I mean, he already won every dollar, so it didn't matter.
He would have won by 10 more points, Tony. He would have literally won by 10 more points.
But this is SaberSim, and it's Rubio, and I've said it for – I love talking people up that work hard because this dude has been dialed with SaberSim, and I've said it before this, so it's not being results oriented. I've told everyone, like, talk to Rubio. He knows how to use SaberSim.
Dude, you don't know how many times I get DMs, SaberSim questions, and my exact response to every single person that sends me a DM is DM this question to Rubio. Because he will be able to help, and he will be able to figure it out. If he doesn't know, he'll find out. He'll figure it out because nobody grinds harder with that stuff to figure out why, it's not giving you this. Like, a lot of times it's like, what should I do with the portfolio? Or how do you use this? Or, why aren't I getting this? And, Rubio's one of those guys, like, he'll figure that out. Like, he has gotten SaberSim, I don't want to say like fully down pat, but pretty close to fully down. And if he can't figure out something, he will. And he did that NBA show with us last week where he helped members. It was a members up to lock show, and we went on early and he talked through how to use Saber for NBA, how to use Saber for late swap with NBA. And I think it really helped a lot of people. And he's just really good with Saber. And these are the teams, like you said. And it's the funniest thing.
You would never hand build that in a million years.
But I got a question for you. Why would people never hand build an overstack? Why? Just in general.
Overstack with no Bengals, though, too.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why do people not want to overstack if they hand build?
People are just scared of it. They're like terrified of it.
But why are they scared of it?
One thing I've always done is overstack, even before SaberSim.
Yeah, I used to make fun of you for overstacking in NBA. I remember your teams.
I've won a lot of stuff with overstacking. But the key point, though, is I would never overstack without at least Jamar Chase or T. Higgins. And I think it's good not to. I honestly so in his spots where you would have those guys, you got Drake London, McCaffrey, Bowers, Kyron Williams. What's wrong with that? Why do I need Bengals in there? And T. Higgins crushed, so whatever. But it is what it is. Like, it's just so good. And another thing Rubio does, he uses SaberSim how you're supposed to. He doesn't Jimmy rig it like I do, where I'm like skewing it towards my projections, and I don't do it right. Like, and I've had success with SaberSim too, but I don't do it right. He does it how you're supposed to do it.
You don't fully let it take over the wheel. That's it. Right,
and he keeps telling me, though, like, you just got to let it. You just got to let it. And remember when he won, it wasn't 300K, but like 6 months ago, he won with some guy that he would have never played, just like I did in NFL last year. When I had a guy I would have never had in my lineup. I forget who it was, some scrub that I wouldn't have played, some running back I hated that didn't get much. But the point is, SaberSim is incredible with Run Pure. Like, it's just a deadly combination. And then last night we had you had a chance to win with Ertz. And again, like, I hate doing these conversations, even when I talk with you, because I feel like we always say, like, I'm one player away. And I'm not saying it to make us like look good. I'm just saying, like, you're splitting hairs always at the end of Showdown. You got to be able to get all the way. Everybody's one play away.
Everyone's one play away.
But the point is, you got to give yourself chances. And like, I'll screen share because some of the members, hold on, let me figure out how to do this. Screen share.
Yeah, just knock mine out.
So then, like, this is the content from last night, but like, so you got to give yourself chances, though. So you start looking up here, and again, there was a lot of people that had chalky builds, but a lot of people had Jade in different things. So like, my core, which I got 8th, the standings isn't up, but I was literally 1.2 off or something from first place, and you were 2 or 3 points off with Ertz right behind. But like, you look at the stuff, JSN, Darnold, Arroyo, and we went on the show. Rubio, after he wins 300K, does a Sunday night Showdown show. So I hopped on with him. That's how you do it, correct? I told him you haven't lived.
He grew a few hairs on his chest, Tony, because he doesn't have any, but he grew a few hairs on his chest last night when he won that thing and then went on that show.
You haven't lived until you've done a show after that, for sure. Like
Yeah.
you haven't. But point being, like, so JSN, that's what I was saying. So we were saying how clear it was that you play JSN, Darnold, Jaden, with JSN and Darnold in the captain, which I had JSN. JSU had Darnold with JSN and Horton. Arroyo, and then like all these guys, Arroyo scored. JSU had Horton at 12-1 first touchdown, which people win. He was first touchdown, right? Yeah, he was first touchdown.
Yeah, his first touchdown, 2 touchdowns.
I mean, look at all these.
Okay.
Horton 220. So Arroyo plus 350 anytime. You got all these, but then you go to 3-max showdown for JSU stuff. And you got all the good stuff. So he's got Horton on 1, Darnold on 2 of them with the same combos. Barner, I don't remember what the dead optimal was, but the point was it was Barner, Arroyo, and Rodriguez were all in that same price for the dead optimal. And he's got 2 of them right there. Horton you had to have with the 3 studs. So that was the 4. And then you had the guys I just said, the 3K cheap guys, Barner and Arroyo and Rodriguez. We're kind of in that next mix to be the 2. And he's got them right here. So if you looked at his content, you got it right here. And then, like, if you use, like, my stuff too. What?
And I did the at least 2 Seattle pass catchers and everything, the big T rule with the Sam Darnold, like at least 2, but you wanted more.
Yeah.
That was the
right
key.
Here. If Darnold captain, men 2 pass catchers, men 2 Seattle pass catchers on my thing. Men 1 quarterback. Let's see. Let's check it because I haven't even looked at this till right now, so I could make my men 2 tight end plays, which ended up being really good. Max 1 running back, which was really good. And then we're over. Like, look at this. Over the field. Arroyo, Horton, Barner, Myers and Seattle weren't bad, but they weren't great. And then under the field, boom, Dad, and actually Dad McCaffrey.
Hey, Seattle defense did good. They were on like one of the top teams.
Seattle's defense. I mean, they were fine, and they had like 8 or 9. They were close to where if they got the touchdown, like White right down here, Cody White, who I had 5 to 15%, but if he didn't get a touchdown and Seattle's defense got the touchdown, it would have been a whole different ball game. So, but like point being, so like how you can use the content. You got JSU's 3-max. Like, look at this up here, my rankings. Okay, captains 1, 2, 3, right here, the same studs we talked about. 1, 2, 3. Basically, you had to play these 3 guys. Who's number 4? You come down, you got Barner, you got Arroyo, you got Horton. 4, 5, 6. So, like, win content, again, we're not always, like, all over it. Like, Seattle D was definitely not optimal, Cameron Crazy. They had 8 points, 9 points. That's definitely not optimal. But
yeah, the winner had White, Horton, Barner, Daniels, JSN, and Sam Darnold captain. That was the winner. Seattle's defense was in, I don't know if it was second or third or fourth, but it was in one of those.
It was only 9, but yeah.
It was in one of those, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know if it was 3 or 4, but yeah, whatever.
Point being, like, everything's right here that you need. And yeah, we don't hit every slate, but when we hit it, it's nice to kind of.
Well, here's the thing. When we hit it, I feel like it's pretty easy for members to take that content, digest it, and hopefully try to get close to building a winner. You know what I mean? Like, some guys didn't have the $200 White play, Tony. Some guys didn't have the Chris Rodriguez play.
That was the play. Freaking that was the play. And I didn't have him.
Both were the plays, honestly. Both
and our boy Bobby Gomes out there, our buddy Gomes had an optimal in because we finished 8th. I finished 8th, and like I think 3 or 4 members had my same team. It was a huge chop, so we would have not been as good off as those other teams, but. And then Bobby Gomes had a unique with Rodriguez, which we talked about earlier on the phone, but I predicted a Seattle blowout, exactly how the game went. So why would I not have Rodriguez in a build like that? Because honestly, what's the pass catching running back that I had?
Jeremy McNichols.
So in a closer game that they're losing, I like him, but in a blowout, it's always going to be Rodriguez. It's not going to be Bill. It's always going to be Rodriguez. So why did I not? And again, I've talked about this a lot on these shows. Sometimes we get to the finish line, but we don't take that one last step with the answer. We had the answers to the test. Why did I not like Rodriguez over McNichols? And my main team had McNichols in that same build, had McNichols, where if it was McNichols and Rodriguez over McNichols, I would have probably won with that team. So, like, I should have done it. I should have taken it one more step.
I don't even know if it was one step. I think what happened was you took the step, but in your head, you might have just made the wrong conclusion with McNichols that you're now making now, which is, man, if they're down but somewhat closer, McNichols. If they're so far back, it might be Rodriguez, because it might mean no one's doing well, and then they let Rodriguez go, and that's kind of what happened. Rodriguez wasn't playing.
Dream too, man. Like that one, I'll never forget that Green Bay showdown where I had Jamal Williams and he's the bad. But it's the dream when you know everyone's out. Jaden Daniels just got hurt. Seattle's not running any more offense; they're just running up the middle. And you got the running back for Washington when you know he's the only one that can get points. You just know that you're going to just skyrocket. No one else can get points the rest of the game except you.
It's the best thing ultimately when you just know that you're just so nutted that it like you have him and no one really else has him, and you know if he does like anything, you're just flying up the board.
And it's amazing.
Bobby Gomes' team was unique. Bobby Gomes' team was unique. And man, he should have won. That team was sick, but
I freaking love that team Gomes had. I mean, that was just, he was perfect. And he jumped over he probably jumped over you too at the end. He probably jumped because you were right behind our train.
He did.
So Gomes jumped us both.
Yeah. He jumped
and the money went way down too. Like, I think we were up like 2,500 or something with that team. And then it went down to whatever it said, 800 or 700 or whatever that one team was.
Yeah, no, it was definitely one of those nights though where you felt like, or at least I did, and I think you felt the same way. It was like, man, I feel like I had a good, pin down on what the slate was going to be like. Not every showdown slate I feel that way though. You know what I mean? Some showdown slates I'm not as strong in my opinions, and I tell people that. You definitely tell people that when you don't feel as confident. You always tell people that.
The nights with the studs, I always like more. Like last night, there was 3 plays that those cheap guys were great plays too. But the studs, I was so confident those 3 were going to. So then you only got to pick 3 spots if you're sure 3 are in there.
The nights when I feel confident are when it's like 2 captains, and I know for a fact like these are my 2 captains, and it was Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold was my main team captain, and Torrey Horton was my other captain, who was good. Sam Darnold was just obviously like smashed earth, but like, both guys were good. And those are the nights. And then, like you said, where you kind of know you're locked into like 3 guys already. So you're like, okay, I only got to build 3 more spots out. So yeah, I mean, that's not every night though, but yeah, last night we definitely,
I wish it was every night, but it's definitely not.
Too. Me too. I did also hit Cody White 13-1 a live anytime touchdown, by the way. Threw that one in there. That it was crazy to me that he was on the field as much as he was early, and he was still 13-1. Anytime you see a guy on the field playing and they're like 13-1 or higher, that's just ridiculous. Like if they're running routes, Tony, and they're not just staying back and blocking, which he was, I'm like, why is he 13-1? You know what I mean? Just out of principle, I was like, I have to bet this. Like, this is crazy here. And then we obviously hit the Horton stuff. But it was a fun night. Hopefully we can go back to back. Washington
second. The part of the problem with Washington is, and I don't ever get like that far into the weeds with actual football, but they just kept playing man, and they can't guard in man. Second half they did switch, and the announcers talked about it. Like, they finally realized
they also got no pressure. So like
they're not gonna get pressure though. They don't have guys to get pressure.
Okay, but it kills your secondary even more when you get no pressure. Did you see they were doing the thing where they were watching Sam Darnold go from progression 1, progression 2, progression 3
down the whole list?
Yeah, and in Collinsworth, he's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Imagine if you have time in your head to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You know how much time that is in football? Like that's crazy. And he just the whole night he had that time pretty much, except for the one interception. That was the one time they hurried him off his spot. And because we know when Sam Darnold gets pressure, he's a completely different quarterback. But when he can sit back like that, Tony, he's going to shred a lot of secondaries.
Oh yeah.
If he has that much time. Like that's the difference maker right there. But yeah, I don't know. It was fun. He could have literally thrown for like 8 touchdowns though if he wanted to last night.
I thought they were. Seattle's the type of team I could honestly see them just like saying, "Screw it, let's throw 8 touchdowns."
I mean, they kind of did that in a way in the second, like in the second and third quarter. They kept throwing. In the fourth quarter, they like totally hit the brakes, like 100%.
And then Jaden got hurt on top of it, which was going to kill the game. Like, there's no way.
By the way, people were pissed about that. What'd you think of the injury? What'd you think of them playing him in that situation? I love how people after the fact they're all like pissed off. I never heard anyone before like, why was Jaden in there? I was in Discord. I didn't see a ton of people being like, why is Jaden in there?
I told Grayson and Amber, we were all watching it, and I was like, I can't believe he's still in there. And then he got hurt. And they were like, you just called that. And I'm like, I didn't mean to call an injury, but the only reason I thought they should have pulled him, and this is, again, I said it. It was true. I didn't say it in Discord, but I said it to him, was the game was clearly over, though. Like, not always it's over, but they were getting dominated. Was the only reason I thought he could have got pulled out. Totally aside. I wanted him in there for my showdown.
Yes. I'm not saying they shouldn't have pulled them, too. What I'm saying is, I didn't hear everyone on Twitter breaking down on fire because they didn't pull him. And then, he got hurt after the fact. And now everyone's pissed off. Like,
the topper, though, too, is if he does stay in, I don't think you can be letting him run like that. Like, you got to stay in the pocket, man. Like, you can't be running into just hammer tackles when you're down like that.
Hammer. Yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely, and I'm sure there are some people out there, but I'm more talking about the talking heads that all made videos right after he got hurt.
Yeah, of course.
Like, fire Dan Quinn. That's the worst. Yeah. They were on TV, CBS, all these sports places, and they're like, fire Dan. That's egregious.
After last year, Dan Quinn was like coach of the year, and now they want to fire him 1 year later.
What? They don't win those games without Dan Quinn letting Jaden do what he does and stuff
and
like that.
And they got 400 injuries this year. It's not just Jaden. They're all their playmaker. They're just injured everywhere.
Did you see Lattimore got injured at the end of the game too? Like, it's just another guy. Like they're done.
Don't realize you can't just overcome 9 freaking injuries. Like it's just McLaurin was a huge part of their offense last year.
Huge, yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean, dude had like double-digit touchdowns. He was so huge for that team. Made so many plays, but sometimes injuries just they take over.
This point is, I think this was seriously the point when I told Amber and Grayson they got to just pull him out when they're punting from midfield. And then they was like they were having
Wasn't
a good
it like
drive,
4th and 17 though? Wasn't it like 4th and 17?
The game's over if you punt anyways. Once you punt, I mean Kansas City didn't punt in the same situation. They went for it in the exact same situation. But like if my point is once you punt, you're basically saying we're just done. Like, just pull them.
Yeah, game's over at that point. You don't get it there. There's the end the game. Yeah, that makes sense.
It doesn't matter anyways, though. I agree with you. Like, they're just being – once he gets hurt, everyone like, oh, you should have – whatever. Like, he was coming out.
That's what I didn't – I didn't like that people were calling for, like, Dan Quinn to be fired and stuff just because of that, and it was after the fact. They weren't making those videos before putting him out there like, why is he in? Because he was in there for long enough, Tony, right? Like, that's the thing I'm talking about.
Definitely. So this guy says, with SaberSim, how do you fix the settings for Showdown to avoid so many dupes? Osimo and Nelson, 2 great guys, by the way, ship that. I love when people like that ship. 45.9, so they left 4,100 with the 200 guy. These are the type of moves that pushes you up. We've talked about this for the 10 years we've done these shows. All you have to do is come off Barner, Arroyo, any of those guys in the 3K.
The kickers, the defenses.
Even the good dude. Who's the – now I'm drawing a blank. Who's the guy that scored 20, the young guy, the receiver?
Torrey Horton.
Yeah, so there were 3,400, 3,200, and 3K, whatever it was, somewhere right around 3K. All you have to do is go to White, who's a receiver in the same offense, leave 3K, and instead of I had a 75-way chop, I think, in eighth. They had a 2-way chop, and it was literally Arroyo and White were the only difference. So, like, if I left 3K, I would have had a 3-way chop. But the thing is, I don't leave that much salary, 4K. So all you have to do and say, like, I guarantee if I pull up SaberSim and I run my same settings as yesterday and say leave min 45K, I would have got this team guaranteed. I just don't leave that much salary. Maybe I should, because the times I've hit big have been the same thing. When I won the 300K on Showdown, it was because I left a lot of salary. So if you want to be more unique, leave more salary. It's that simple for the most part.
I think those guys do a really good job though of building to be unique. You know what I mean? Yeah. Specifically,
without
like they want
too. Like that's a good pivot. Like, are the 3K guys way better than White? Yeah. But when White houses, you beat all of the 3K teams. So like it's a great move.
Yeah, I mean, listen, White gets tackled at the one, and we're not even having this conversation because
14 unique. What does this mean? 14 unique.
What, they had 14 of their 150 as unique? Is that what he's saying?
It could be. Is that what it means? 14 unique of their one. I mean, in Showdown, I'm no expert in this for sure by any means. I don't know what like a standard unique number is, but 14 uniques doesn't feel like that many. I don't know. Some of those guys, I like Sky, my buddy from ETR, like Sky, he's the master at it, where he like just always gets all the uniques without like doing anything that crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Wait though, but the point is, like, this is why you would never hand build some of this stuff, because you're leaving it, but the point is you're coming off Arroyo and these cheap receiving options for another cheap option. When you look at it directly 1v1, it's the same team.
Yeah, it's the same team. Yeah, you're losing a bunch of projection, obviously, but like Arroyo, yes, he's better than White, but is he like way better? Like,
he's what if Arroyo get more opportunity?
He's gonna get more opportunity, but all you need is the one opportunity, like White showed us. You know, the one. You know what I mean?
It's the same freaking offense. It's the same roster construction, and it happens even more so with like running back builds, where you like, what's a 2 running back system? Like, okay, Gibbs is 10K and Montgomery's 5K. Yeah, and instead of just flipping it, you just literally leave 5K and play Montgomery over Gibbs. It's the same exact build, and Montgomery probably doesn't outscore Gibbs that much. But when he outscores Gibbs and the Gibbs team is optimal, you win all the money.
Yep, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, that's why, though, like you said, you're never hand building that. But honestly, you should. If you're making one team, you should build to be unique. You should not be. If you're playing
especially
in the lotto,
that big tournament. I mean, it's $20.
If you're playing in the lotto,
whatever it is, 200, 300K, whatever it was last night.
That's the same point I have with overstacking. If you're playing the $20 milli on DraftKings or whatever FD has, the 15 or whatever they have for their big lotto, and you're playing one team or two teams, why aren't you overstacking? Just go in on a game. If you hit the right game stack, you don't have to pick that many other singular pieces to win. So you have less other singular pieces that you have to hit to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense to me honestly, if you're only building
when your
one
game
team.
Hits too, even if you don't hit the right pieces, you got a better chance to like cash with it.
Yeah. Like, well, I think that's the worry, Tony. I think people want more of everything else. It makes them feel a little more spread out. You know what I mean? They don't want to be beholden to just one game, because if that game busts, they know they're just dead.
Then they lose. They lose for sure. I had a dude send me a DM actually for the show, and he's like, I just keep I do 150 and I keep finishing all of them like where I lose a little bit of money. They're all around the pay line. And I said, I can guarantee without looking, all you're doing, you're just playing all the good plays. You're not overstacking. You're not doing anything out of the – you're just going in and running the projections and spreading out, which is fine to do, but it's just really hard to get all the way to the top like that. You're just going to bleed yourself dry. And yeah, it sucks when you get zero back. We've got zero back a ton of times where you just don't get that much back. But still, it's just you have to be a little aggressive with stuff.
Especially if you are 150. Like if you were gonna 150, which not everyone does, then you should be getting aggressive like that because you're still ultimately trying to win the big prize, Tony.
And if you're not, you're going to lose money. I can promise you that if you do this and you don't ever hit anything big, you're going to lose money.
But think about it. Let's say the DraftKings Millie is $20 normally. So $3K to enter. You're not entering that contest for 150 every week saying, man, I just want to win 4K every week and I'll be happy. You know what I mean? So you net 1,000. Sure. You are going to lose. So what
if you don't win a tournament here and there, you're going to lose money.
So, but what you want to do is 1 or 2 weeks, you want to hit big.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter what you do the other weeks. You know what I mean? So you could lose the other weeks and it won't even friggin' matter. We say it all the time, but all you need to hit is 1 or 2 times.
Rubio went 300 yesterday. He's not losing that before 6 months from now, if he hasn't won again, he probably will have lost that. But as long as every couple months you hit one, you're in good shape.
Yeah, exactly. So,
this is a good point too from Corey. Like, I think I genuinely wish I could get in that. They won't let me. I promise I'd play that. I would love to play that because I like playing 150. I just like tonight. I don't like to go in and put 3,000 in there and stuff like that. I just don't anymore. But if it was like cheap, even like the quarter, I'd put 150 in the quarter just to practice and to get better and to do some of the stuff Rubio is doing where I don't have to do it my way just to learn. I wish I could. Honestly, DraftKings should let people unless you're just smashing everything in sight and you're just, which I'm not, you're just going in and winning every contest and stuff. You should, I should be able to get in that. I'm not up a gazillion dollars or anything. I should be allowed to get in that.
Yeah, but the mini max is another good, it's another good contest. And I think it's a lot easier to build the way you're talking about, Tony, when you have a little less on the line. You're not as worried about because everyone is worried about losing it all. So whenever they're building, that's what I don't care what anyone says. Everyone who's not big time players who are playing for 10K a night and stuff like that, they're not. But everyone else that's normal, they're just thinking about not losing. And that's the wrong mindset to have if you're trying to play big money. It's just the wrong mindset to have. You are going to lose a lot of nights, but it doesn't matter because it's the one night you win that makes everything better. So that's the thing. People will never get it. I could tell this to, I've told this to so many people and I still feel like nobody really understands it. That's the
once
truth.
They lose, they just always, there's still a million people that message us I've used SaberSim for 2 weeks and I'm not seeing any success. It's just
yes.
I just know when people ask it like that, though, that there's no hope of you just, if you're asking that question, you just don't have hope. There's no hope for you.
Yeah.
You got to understand basic.
Instantly what they're saying too when they say it.
Yeah.
What they're saying.
Too, people do think they're just going to sign up for SaberSim and just win. But if it was that easy, everyone would do it. You still have to work on stuff. You have to work on your process. And Rubio's done it better than anyone where he just gets in and just freaking messes with it. And then you know what happens when it comes down to crunch time and something's wrong with SaberSim? He's already worked through stuff and he doesn't panic. Some people will be like, oh, it's not working, and just full panic, and which me included. I'm putting myself in the donkey category with this stuff. So it just is what it is.
Yep, it is what it is. But that's all right. We've got a nice little showdown slate to talk about tonight, Tony. Honestly, last night was awesome. I think tonight we might have another banger of a game. Honestly, not awesome for showdown, obviously, with so many points, but we might get another game with a bunch of points here too. I don't know, maybe one-sided. That game last night was a close spread. I think it was only 2.5. Seattle favored by 2.5. We got a 3-point spread here. The home team is favored. I think the Cowboys against Zona, but I got to get your takes first on, the game from an overview standpoint and what you think of Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, this game we're going to see Jacoby Brissett, even if Kyler's active or whatever. Jacoby Brissett was named the starter. So what are you doing with that information? Has Jacoby shown you enough to where you trust him to at least move the football some?
It's a tough question because of how bad Jacoby is, but the Cowboys defense is just as bad. So yeah, and again, we just talked about it on yesterday's or all of our shows, but the price point for quarterbacks in Showdown, when you get in this 8K price point, I mean, they're all systems go, and for captain too. Jacoby Brissett 8,600 is a crazy price point. I don't care if it's Jacoby Brissett. He's going against Dallas defense in a perfect setting in Jerry's world. And the dude is under 9K. I mean, that is crazy. But even more so, CeeDee Lamb's price crazy. Dak's price is crazy. We got studs that are up top that they're just not that expensive. You got a lot of mid-range plays, though, too, that are good plays, too, that feel overpriced, though, but also could get there. I mean, as you're working your way down the list. I mean, obviously McBride can get there, Pickens can get there, Marvin can get there, Ferguson can get there. Zonovan Knight can probably even get there. I don't know. He sucks a little bit, but maybe he could get there.
Bam. You know, like Bam Bam?
I mean, I like anyone against Dallas. I don't know if I like 7K though. Like DeMercado's still going to get pass down work.
Yeah, and he's back, right? He was pretty much split in the backfield with Michael Carter last game, and now they got DeMercado back for this game. So who knows how he, works himself back into the mix here, and Bam is 7K. But yeah, I mean, I think Jacoby, it's interesting because on a lot of these showdown slates, when we've had the cheaper quarterback pricing, it's been quarterbacks I didn't love or in spots I didn't love, and I faded them like Wentz and a few other guys, and it's worked out for me. I forget the other guy, but I think this is a spot where, like, honestly, Jacoby, if he gets me like 15, 16, it could be a spot to where he's on the winner just with that. Like, I don't think he needs a massive score at that price tag, and I could see him getting that, Tony. Like, I think that's very much in the cards here. Do I see him getting like 25? I don't know if I see that, but it is against Dallas. Dallas's defense is not good. I think Dallas is going to score. So, I think Jacoby's going to be in a situation to where he's going to have to put up points, forcing the ball a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, I like this game. I think we see points in it. I like Dallas here, but I think the over is going to be good here. So if I think the over is going to be good at this high total, I'm definitely going to like the quarterbacks in this situation too. So let's pull it to captains here. I got SaberSim up, where we look at captain ownership. We're looking at Dak at about 15%, Jacoby just below him, but right around the same 15-ish, 14. Trey McBride at 15, CeeDee Lamb at 11, Javonte Williams at 12. You got a lot of good like players here. A lot of good players. I didn't even talk about like George Pickens at 6%. There's a lot of options for captain, Tony. What are you doing in terms of captain, and how many captains are you playing? What are you doing here?
Yeah, it's definitely not as fun as yesterday's slate where, I mean, for me yesterday, it was just so clear cut that there was only two captains, and it was different. We didn't even agree on that fully, but your way worked out well too. But tonight, it's not near as clear cut. I mean, there's literally, from the Dallas side, CD, Dak, Javonte, Pickens, Ferguson, all definitely in play. And even a guy like Turpin, your boy from before the season, at 2K on a slate where there's a lot of expensive guys. Like right now in my optimal just points, Turpin's the captain, like just straight points. Because you can fit on that team. You got Javonte, Dak, CD, Jacoby, and Bam. So you got a lot. You can do a lot with Turpin. So, that's literally what? 2, 4, 7 captains from Dallas alone. And then Arizona, Jacoby might be the best captain, in my opinion, because he's only 8,600 and he's a quarterback against Dallas. But Trey McBride, Marv, Knight, I mean, you're another 4. I mean, we're 10 deep on captains tonight, which we don't love. I don't love it when it's like that, because do I have takes on which ones I like more? Yeah, I do have takes on more, but I'm also willing to admit that
grab your balls and narrow down the field, Tony. Come on.
Yeah.
Narrow down the captain field here. Grab your nuts. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to do that, but I'm also saying that I like a lot of these guys. But for me, Jacoby's the best for sure. I mean, he's going against Dallas. He's a quarterback. He can run a tiny bit, even though he's old now. I don't see how my favorite guy is not Jacoby. One area that Dallas has been good on defense, just looking at my numbers, is tight end. They have actually been really good against tight end, which kind of doesn't match up great with the obvious build, which is kind of good for Showdown, honestly, now that I say it out loud, because Trey McBride's going to be so popular. If the matchup is not as great, like, how good of a pivot is Marv for only 600 less? I mean, no one's going to play Marv over Trey McBride, and I think it's a better matchup. Dallas can't stop receiver. Marv's a little healthier this week. I think Marv is a great captain too. So for the Arizona side, give me Jacoby and Marv. And then the Dallas side, I'm not going to say Javonte. I mean, Pickens is okay, but I think it's just Turpin and CD more from the Dallas side for me. But Jacoby is clearly my favorite captain.
Yeah, I mean, Dak is my favorite captain. I think there's 3 captains on this slate. I want to narrow it to 2. The 3 captains I got are Dak, Jacoby, and Trey McBride. And I think it's easier because the Cardinals, I think the Cowboys have so many good players, so many good studs. You know what I mean? Like Dak and CD and Pickens and Javonte. And then if you want to add Jake Ferguson in there, that's 5 players right there that are pretty expensive on this slate. So I think going to the other team and getting their clear 2 best players. I mean, let's be honest too, Trey McBride isn't your typical tight end. He's lining up in the slot 60% of the time this year. They run when Elijah Higgins is in the game. They normally run him in line at tight end. So, Dallas has been the best against tight end. They've been horrible against running backs, horrible against wide receivers, horrible against quarterbacks. But I don't really plug Trey McBride in as like a normal tight end here. So I think the way I'd rank it is Dak 1, Trey McBride 2, and then Jacoby Brissett 3. But I definitely the quarterbacks, because I think the same rule that we did last time where it was like min 2 pass catchers, I think that applies really well with Dak, because he's got a lot of studs and he's got cheapies. He's kind of got guys all around the pricing range. So he's the guy I think is my favorite here, and the one I want to have the most of. And then Trey would be 2, Jacoby 3. Now, so we kind of agree on captain, I think. I don't know who your third one was, but you did say, I think, Jacoby and Dak were your 2 favorite?
No, I like Turpin a decent amount too because of his upside. I think he can house a deep. And when Turpin gets like 14 or something, he's just got a really good chance at being the winning captain because of all the studs in the game.
I really hope you're right, because I got a ton of him in best ball. I got a lot of Turpin.
He's due for a breakout too. This feels like a breakout spot.
Yeah, he's kind of due for a breakout. I will say one thing that worried me a little bit when looking at last game. It was the first game all year where wide receiver 3 for the Cowboys ran less routes than tight end 2 for the Cowboys. So Schoonmaker all year had been running less routes than the wide receiver 3 for Dallas. And then last game, he ran more routes than the wide receiver 3. He was never running more routes than Ferguson or Pickens or CD, obviously, but the wide receiver, I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if it was just like a matchup thing where they wanted him out there a little bit more. I
Probably
definitely
that
know
they were down 100 points the whole game.
what?
They were getting their face smashed in, weren't they? They were getting crushed.
I can't. Was it
They're
Was
playing
that the
Denver,
Denver
weren't
game?
they? Didn't Denver pound them?
Yeah, it was the Denver game. Yeah. But wouldn't you think Turpin would be in more in that situation?
Yeah, I mean he could
You
be.
know what I'm saying? Like the game felt like it was set up for Turpin, and it kind of wasn't. So I don't know what that was about. But I'm probably not going to play any cheap plays at captain. Anyone else besides Turpin, Tony? I'm just going down the list that you could consider at the captain.
I mean, just look.
Kickers, anything?
Michael Wilson, I think, could be considered just because his price point. Yeah.
That's disgusting. Okay. Let's move to the flex. By the way, I did get a text from old Rubio, and he's going to jump on at some point as we get kind of towards the end of this show, and he's going to pick a couple members. I don't know how many exactly, but a couple members for $100 tickets. So if you are a member at Rumpier Sports, Rubio will be on, hang out. He'll be on towards the end of this show, and we're going to pick a couple members from the live show chat in the Discord. You do need Venmo though, because that is the way he's giving away the $100 tickets. But he's going to be giving away multiple $100 tickets to Rumpier Sports members. So you got to be a member. You got to be in Discord. So just keep watching, and he'll be on in a little bit as we get to the end. So just wanted to shout that out and tell you guys to get ready. Awesome by Rubio to give back to the members at Rumpier Sports. All right, Tony, the flex here. What rules we got? Are we doing any rules on this slate? Is there anything that kind of sticks out to you?
Just normal ones so far without thinking of it. But for sure, if I play Dak and the captain, I want two pass catchers. Looking at each team. Arizona, I definitely want at least one pass catcher. I know these rules sound basic, but it still steers the optimizer in the right direction. Definitely one pass catcher from Arizona. I really don't see myself building without both quarterbacks at these price points too. I don't know if I'll set a rule, but this to me seems like a slate that again, we've talked about a bunch, but where I could see clearly two quarterbacks and then two pass catchers from each side being on the winner. Like when we get to the end of the night and you look at the optimal, I won't be shocked even a bit if it's Jacoby, Dak, and then each team with two pass catchers. And that's tight ends, receivers, even if it's like a running back or something that catches the ball. But it's not like a Javante. I wouldn't put him in that bracket. And more of my roots where I like it.
I'm going to take a step further with your Arizona, at max two pass catchers or whatever you said. I'm going to say max two skill players from Arizona. So running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. I'm going to say max two skill guys on that team. I think Dallas is the better team to kind of load up on anyways. I think they got more guys in their price range. I already said I want at least two pass catchers from Dallas. And, I think that they have more guys that, Dak spreads it around. They can give you like solid scores, kind of like Seattle did a little bit. They don't have as many of the value plays, but they still have some. So, I want at least two of the Dallas pass catchers, and then I want max two Arizona skill players. Obviously, that doesn't include like Jacoby and the kickers and defenses and stuff. But that's going to be my main rule here on this, or two main rules on this slate. What about Dallas from like you already said you like Turpin, but what about like the CD, Pickens, Jake Ferguson, range here? They're all expensive. You're going to have to pay for them. Arizona's been bad against tight ends. If you go back and look at what they've given up, Tony, 3 of the last 4 games, they've given up touchdowns to tight ends. And then if you go through and look at like the whole year, I mean, they gave up 7 catches for 54 yards to Jatavion Sanders. And games where they didn't give up touchdowns, but like to both tight ends, like the 1 and the 2 tight end, they gave up like pretty decent games. Like Chig and Gunnar Helm, I think, went for both combined for like 8 catches for like 90 yards or something like that. So they've been giving up to the tight end a decent amount here on this slate. And Dallas has got a good tight end. I mean, Jake Ferguson has been one of the best tight ends in football from a fantasy standpoint most of the year. What are you doing with these guys? What are you doing with Lamb, Pickens, Ferg?
Yeah, I love CD always. Pickens has looked amazing. I love Marvin Harrison too on the other side. Like he hasn't been awesome, but I love him. I don't want to spoil the end of the show, but my anti-play is 1,000,000% going to be Mary Ferguson, like without a doubt. Like I think Ferguson is by far the worst play on the slate, like not even close.
Is it the price tag? Is it the fact
it's the price
CD
tag
back?
100%, and then it's CD back. Like tight ends, every slate, they're always like 5 to 6K. Every slate, when we play these guys, they're 5 to 6K. He shouldn't be 8K with CD Lamb. It's based on his stats, but CD hasn't been healthy a lot of the year. He's too expensive, and I'm okay living with that. I'm not going to full fade him because, like you said, on the flow chart, he's the number 1 play on the whole flow chart because of the matchup. But his price, I mean, his price is so high. It's just, I don't see it at all. I hate going against VIP. He loves Ferg. This time I'm going against VIP. I think Ferg is by far the worst play on the slate. Not even close, really, either. I think all this 8Ks, I mean, you got Pickens, Jacoby, and Marv in the 8Ks. I am not playing. And Trey McBride's 1,000 more. I'm not playing Mary Ferguson over those guys. I'm just not. And we have to fade somebody. So I am just count me out on Fergie.
No, all your points make sense. I do think Lamb back and them being kind of fully healthy in the offense, it's got to hurt Ferguson a little bit. It is, though, an elite matchup for Ferg. So it's like a double-edged here. You're like, oh, he's expensive. Oh, CD's back. Pickens is there. But, man, this matchup's so friggin' good. But I like your reasonings for it.
That's why I'm not going to full fade him, though. I want that to be clear. I'm not going to full fade just because he could crush. It's a great matchup. I just think he's going to be 25% owned.
You're right, though. His price is like CD or Pickens is out.
Yeah. 100%.
You're right, 100%. Like
he should be priced around Brandon Aubrey like he used to be, like 6K.
What would he be? He'd be like 6,400 on this slate normally.
That's
and he's
what
8K.
he should be.
Yeah, no, you're 100%
you need salary on this slate because there's too many studs. So like, it's just.
I think Ferguson's just. I think the matchup is what's killing me about like because you're 100% right on the price fade. I think the matchup's just what's like pulling me back in to want to have these tight ends. But
it's just funny. One of the things that I've had pretty good success this year with, this is not the logic, guys. You don't understand my logic. Like he's going to be owned. Like there's no logic to this. Like that's not the same logic I said. Going from George Pickens to Turpin is what I was saying earlier. But anyways, now I got distracted. What was I just saying?
You were talking about the.
One of the things I've done this year, though, on SaberSim, one way I use it that isn't the normal way, I'll run 300 lineups with just projected score based on my projections. And like the guys up top who I just don't get in, because it's not based on Sims, it's not based on anything. It'll show me who the worst plays are just based on projection. And that at least helps me like start to see who might be the worst plays actually. And by far the worst plays on this slate are Marv, who's in the same price range as Fergie. Marv and Fergie are just terrible plays. Who else is like way up the list for me? Marv and Fergie for sure. Even Pickens a little bit. But those two, Marv and Fergie, so the 8Ks, and it has a lot to do with, though, that Jacoby's in that same price range. I mean, how are you playing those guys over a quarterback, like in the same range? You're not.
Yeah, I think for me, because I think you're right. You got to be lower on one of the 3 stud Cowboys. Lower. You don't have to fade if you don't want to, but you got to be lower. I think for me, it's going to be Pickens. I can't be lower on CD. He's just too friggin' good, and I fully believe he's still not 100. I think what we've seen the last 2 weeks is CD at like 75%. I don't even think that CD at 100% still, Tony. I think he's still, I think he came back from the injury sooner than probably most people would have from that injury. And, I think maybe this is the week where he's fully 100%. They get that extra day, right, Tony? They get the Monday nighter, right? So he gets another extra day here. But yeah, I can't fade him. I think it's got to be Pickens, and it's scary to be lower on Pickens, but man, everything Pickens gets is just, especially with CD back and Ferg there, are these just one-on-one go ball tough catches, which he can make. He can make them, but man, he can also get held, PI. Like, it's just so many things that can go wrong with those type of plays. So I think he's the guy I'm going to have the lowest of the 3 when I look at like my exposures. Because like you said, I'll still have some because I'm going to make the rule min 2 pass catchers from Dallas. But he's going to be the guy I end up being lower than the field on here. Arizona pass catchers, Tony, we already talked about Trey McBride, but the wide receiver specifically, Marvin Harrison. I don't know if you saw the senior. I don't know if you saw Big Daddy Marvin Harrison talking about the Cardinals offense. He said he can't even watch it. That's how mad he gets. He can't.
I agree with Big Marv. I agree with Daddy Marv in that aspect.
You know what though? It's funny. It's like, Big Marv, man, you got to play with Peyton Manning, like Reggie Wayne. Like,
anything's gonna look bad when you played in that. Yeah,
like, bro, you got to play in like one of the. Is Peyton Manning not? If you could pick any quarterback to play with, like, is Peyton Manning one of the first that come to your mind? I mean, it's got to be him, Tom Brady. I don't know. It's got to be one of those.
Peyton Manning's my favorite ever. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, he's got to be like one of the first person in everyone's mind, like, oh, I want to play with that fucking guy. Not
100%.
Kyler Murray and all the guys that Marvin Harrison's got to play with. But someone asked, who's the wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for Arizona? So Michael Wilson's the clear 2. It's pretty much like Trey McBride is the best pass catcher. Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson clearly get the most routes run. They're up at like 80% or more for both of those guys. So they play on the field the most besides Trey McBride. He gets the most routes, and then it's those 2 receivers next. And then after that, it falls to like 50% of the routes run or maybe a little lower, but it's Zay Jones who's been getting the wide receiver 3 duties, Tony, and then they run Elijah Higgins a decent amount. That way Trey McBride can line up in the slot a little more. He lines up in line, and that's kind of what they do. Greg Dortch has been like totally pushed down, unless one of these guys gets hurt. He's been playing very little, and that's really it for the Cardinals. That's what they've been doing. The running back situation's a whole nother mess, but the wide receiver situation, it's pretty clear at least, right? It's that hierarchy, from the standpoint like Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson get by far the most. And then you got Zay Jones and Elijah Higgins that get like that second tier, like that Cavante Turpin tier.
Yeah, 100%. And Arizona is going to be, you just look at some of these guys, they're just not going to be popular because everyone thinks the same thing we do, where, Arizona is just a tough team once you get off those studs, where you start looking at all their other pieces. The receivers, freaking Michael Wilson, Zay Jones, Dortch, Xavier freaking Weaver at 200. These guys are all bums that have let us down a million times. Even Marvin Harrison's let us down all year. That's why his dad's bitching. So, like, you just don't have that many weapons. But you have to remember, and I always love these games because no one is going to like this Arizona team, these pieces. But I think there's even more value in just playing two of these pass catchers with Jacoby, and they're playing Dallas. Dallas doesn't have defense. It's going to look better than it does against other teams. The total's 54. It's a close spread. I can easily see in this winner like 3 studs. I don't know what I have to look at the bill, but like a Zay Jones, Michael Wilson with Jacoby. Does it put 2 studs with Dallas? Like if I played that, if I faded all the good,
I haven't even looked
real quick. So Jacoby, Dak, CD, and let's even just say Pickens, just all the studs right there. Dak, CD, and Pickens, Jacoby with Michael Wilson, and yeah, I mean, you can easily. I don't know. I can't, can I? Because Michael. Oh yeah, Zay Jones. Oh, I'm 100 short. No, I'm 100 short of that build. Oh, that build seems so clean.
So go to Elijah Higgins or someone.
Yeah, and there it goes right there. So like, if you went from Zay Jones to Higgins, you're getting into that territory where I'm leaving 2,900 with that team. That's kind of the situation we were talking about where. And that gives you 2 monsters with Dak. Jacoby's underpriced. Like that team, honestly, I probably shouldn't have said that whole team on the show because that could end up being like my main team. I love that team.
Yeah, and those are the price gaps I don't mind, Tony, because when you look at the rest of that range, you're like, could Elijah Higgins catch a bullshit touchdown and outscore the rest of that range? Like, yeah, he could. Like, so I think that's not that crazy to kind of throw out there. But yeah, how would you rank the Cardinals pass catchers? Like the wide receivers, how would you rank them?
With Price, I like Marv tonight. I don't know why I like Marv. I haven't really liked him this year.
Probably because you're lower on Trey McBride.
I don't know if I'm really lower though when I look at the field. Like right now, when I run like my actual numbers, I mean, I'm somewhat close. I just was saying the only reason I can't really get lower on McBride is just there's not that many places to spend on Arizona. And I don't want just I feel like I'm close to putting in a rule. I want McBride or Marv. The only reason I don't want to, though, is the exact build we just talked about where I can play the 3 stud.
I wouldn't make that rule.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to. I do, though. I will say I do feel like one of those guys is in the winner, but I'm trying to get to the top in the main tournament, and that's not going to help me as much to get to the top playing one of those.
And fading both those guys on some teams,
it makes you so different.
Yeah,
everyone's going to play one of those guys for the most part. I mean, people are going to want it, but I honestly don't think it's that much of a drop off. Even projection wise, it's not like that crazy to go like a Higgins, Zay, Michael Wilson, Dortch, 2 of those 3 guys, because it lets you play 3 Dallas studs.
Okay, so but just to rank them, you're Marv, McBride, Wilson.
Man, I just based on everything, I think I like Wilson the most. I know you hate it, but I like Michael Wilson.
So you're Wilson, Marv, McBride.
Yeah, I obviously those top 2 are better, but Wilson at 3,200.
Price included, though. Price included.
I feel like 3,200 for Michael Wilson is the same play we played last night with those tight ends and with that situation. I feel like it's very similar.
Except Torrey Horton just got fucking wiggled, man. Did you see that route, that second touchdown, that route where he took dude out of his shoes? Man, that route was sick. Yeah, if you want to watch a sick route, go back and watch that second touchdown from Horton. That was absolutely nasty. All right, running back situation here, Big T, because I want to try and get through this here. We do have the man Rubio Dimes just hanging out here in the back. I'll pull him in right now just so people can look at his 300K face right now. Look at that face.
Did he buy a new shirt after all his winnings? I mean, can we? Nope. At least looks like he's got a T-shirt on today.
I did yard work today.
Shirt on.
Yeah, I did yard work.
Right, Rubio. You do normal things. That's
Rubio,
right.
Rubio, I was telling JSU how you were dumping first of all, it took him 20 minutes to open the champagne, but then once he did, he put it all over his head. It was awesome.
Yeah, went full Chris Bosh. This room still smells like champagne.
That's good. That means you smells like victory in there.
That's victory, yeah.
It does need a thorough cleaning.
It needs a big Brock Bowers jersey, right, instead of
Yes.
Dimitrov back there, right behind you.
Yes.
Give it a week.
You gotta get the girl something, and you gotta get a Brock Bowers jersey. Those are the two things. You gotta get the girl something, and you gotta get a Brock Bowers jersey.
Yes, 1000%. Maybe a helmet. Maybe something definitely.
So I saw the helmet in your text, but you can't put the helmet anywhere behind you.
I got plenty of space. I can touch this wall.
Where are you going to put a helmet back there?
All the way back here.
Yeah, I've been in there. It's like 2 feet behind your chair.
Yeah, it's a perfect closet. Plenty of room.
Oh God. Rubio should frame the Nigerian soccer shirt. I agree, Joe Ruff. Frame that thing so he can never wear it again. Exactly. I agree. All right. We were finishing up. We were on the running back situation here. Rubio, I want to get some of your showdown takes since you are 300K richer. But I don't know what you're doing in general for this showdown. If you have your thoughts fully, laid out on the table. I know you got the playbook. I don't know if you finished that one up yet, but we were hitting running backs. Do you have any hot takes with the running back situation with the Cardinals or Javonte, Jaden Blue? Got any hot takes there?
I mean, not really any hot takes regarding like the running back situation, but you could come in on this slate and easily think like, I don't really want to play Zonovan Knight, right? Well, the thing I have to keep reminding myself is that we know these Cowboys are a part of high scoring games and all that. And I want CeeDee Lamb and stuff. Don't lose sight on not getting at least 3 Cardinals in your lineup, because this Cowboys defense is the second worst in the league. The only team that's worse, well, it's the Cincinnati Bengals, of course. But they give up over 400 yards a game. And Zonovan Knight, the touchdown equity is going to be there, right? You just worry about maybe the workload entirely. Will it be his backfield alone? But yeah, I don't want to lose sight on any of these Cardinals. And then Michael Wilson, like Big T said, too cheap. You got even guys like Elijah Higgins down there and stuff. Zonovan Knight's going to be a guy who a lot of people overlook because he's not a sexy name there, and he's kind of in an awkward price point. I'm going to be overweight on him for that reason, JSU, and it's probably going to lead to me being underweight on like Javonte and stuff because, again, I do not want to lose sight that this Dallas defense is almost as bad as the Bengals defense.
It's pretty close. Your Bengals defenses. You guys got some all-timer bad defenses. I mean, last year and now this year. I mean, whoa,
Only
buddy.
good part is it's like you just know what's going to happen, though. It makes fantasy easier. You just know what's going to happen for a fact.
Yeah, did you see the bad news? Both the Bengals and Cowboys are on a bye week next week, so
we got no one to focus on.
You have to actually think on the next slate. That's terrible.
Oh shit, we got the Bengals and Cowboys bye weeks. Damn it.
WKJ is my favorite. Fully engorged 3.9 for the last 18 hours.
God, man. Hey, his Chiefs got that ass beat yesterday, WKJ.
Yeah, fire it right back at him. He told me I'm not ever allowed to pick the Chiefs again. He did tell me that.
You did say, like, the last time I think I was with you in a Chiefs game, you're like, I should never bet a Chiefs game ever.
I've never been right on a single Chiefs game in my life. I'm down like a gazillion dollars.
Josh Lee, I can't remember. I think it was either the night I won the 4 NBA Finals tickets on the same night, and I shipped like everything on DraftKings, or it was that live final where I finished. I had like 3 entries that finished in the top 10 of that live final. So, or whatever.
The best one you ever had was the baseball one. No, I don't know what the amount difference was, but no better.
That was 3. I think
that was your best. That was your best for sure because you had like 2 entries.
I won the 555 in the. Yeah, I won the 555 and the $15 with 2 entries.
Like the live final doesn't even count. That's too easy. You had 2 entries in the main contest and finished first and second.
Well, he didn't ask best win. He said biggest, like most.
It might have been the biggest too, or close to it. Like you crushed.
I think it was 300K that day. It was either 250.
Not even hardly any money in there. Like you didn't even play that high, and you won that much.
Yeah, I had 2 teams in the 555 and 2 teams in the $15.
Yeah,
that's what it was opening day. I still remember it. Opening day. Yeah,
I'm sure you do still remember it. You won 300,000 off 2 entries.
I was also on I feel like I was on like an NBA show while it was going on or something like that. So yeah, I definitely remember it. That's right. A light 300K, light 300K.
They got Luka and Reeves are out tonight, both of them. What is happening with you? This is not the NBA I know and love.
We got the third white mamba and Jake LaRavia, the all-timer Jake LaRavia. Rubio, you got to be locking Jake LaRavia tonight. That's
every single night, JSU. Like when Luka was out, Jake LaRavia was a lock of those late slates that we do content for. He was in the Showdown lineup like 3 straight times. He's a stud.
Stud. Yeah, absolute stud right there. He's catching fire too. Tony, you'll be playing him. I book it. I'd book it tonight.
Oh, no shit, I will. Their whole team's out. I'm going to have 6 Lakers tonight.
Is that on the main slate, or is that like the late Showdown?
Is it on our late slate?
Yep, late
slate.
Yeah,
we get it on our late slate.
The fans will
the late Showdown. I'll have to play the late Showdown so I could get some Jake LaRavia in my life.
Isn't it the Showdown?
No, it's not. It's just the late slate. Yeah.
It's not a Showdown?
Showdown is 2 different teams. The Nuggets. The Nuggets are Showdown.
No, then the Nuggets either.
Wait, how is the Lakers not on the main slate then? The Nuggets are on the main slate.
The Nuggets
are Nuggets. You're right. It is Clippers. Clippers.
Yeah, I knew it was a weird. Believe me, I know.
I knew it.
I get excited. It wasn't the Nuggets.
I was gonna say I knew it. I literally knew it. I was like, the Nuggets are on the main slate. I know for a fact they are. So. Steve Boynton, another man of the hour. It's a big day for Steve Boynton. College basketball starting up tonight. I saw he was posting winners in the CBB chat in the Run Pure Sports Discord. If you like college basketball, nobody is going to jerk off / grind college basketball harder than my guy, Steve Boynton, who just loves college basketball, watches it a ton. I'd put him up there with anyone in watching college basketball, knowing about all these teams, and his buddy Gavin, who does great work for us as well. Both those guys know a shit ton about college basketball. They're in the Discord all the time. They're grinding with all the members. We do have a single sport package as well for college basketball. So if you just wanted college basketball, we have that covered as well. But Run Pure Premium, that's just another thing you get when we say all sports. These college sports, man, they're covered. And college basketball, Steve Boynton and Gavin. College football, Bruce, Rubio, Big T, Schlong, the whole crew. These guys crush these college sports. So if you're, if you can play the college sports and you're not playing them, I think you're just doing it wrong. Steve does a great job with the playbook, the cores, getting everyone with the news in the Discord, which is the most important thing. That's the number one reason, in my opinion. You got to be in the Discord, getting that news whenever stuff changes. And Steve, no one's better than Steve at that stuff.
You can't win them all if you don't win the first 5, Steve. You can't win them all if you don't do that.
I expect it by now, Steve. I expect it. And he gave me a winner too. He gave me a winner. He said, bet Kentucky to win it all. I said, okay, Steve, I'm going to bet Kentucky to win it all.
That's a winner right there. That's a winner.
I'm just blindly betting Kentucky because that's what Steve told me to do. And I used the boost. So I just put it in my head, though, that I just bet Kentucky, and you 2 donkeys probably love Kentucky and are from Kentucky. So all I think about is Uncle T in Tony's household of sadness. The first time I went to Kentucky and they lost in the madness. It was the first time I ever been to Kentucky. And man, the room, it was just straight misery, bro. I never seen, people were just so distraught. Like people were leaving.
That's Rubio too. Rubio's in that bracket. He gets sad.
Yeah, no, Rubio was one of them. And it was only like 6 o'clock. It was only like 6 o'clock. They were so depressed. I couldn't even, I didn't know what was going on. I was so confused. I was like, guys, it's just a game. It's just one game.
I was rooting on my 16 seed Northern Kentucky North. I don't want to be lumped into the UK fanboys.
You were so sad when they lost. Don't even lie. I remember.
You should have seen him whining at the Bengals game. Like, he gets so sad about his team. Like, he was so sad about the Bengals losing to Detroit.
You know why?
You should be sadder about them losing to the Bears.
When the
local sadder about the Vikings, the worst loss in the history of the franchise.
God. when the local teams are bad, businesses fail. You know, you want to support local businesses, root on your local teams.
Oh man, the worst loss in Bengals history, right there. That's a rough one.
We've lost to the Jets, and we lost this week on weird stuff. And the Bengals can bring new terms to everything.
You guys have had a full swing of like nightmares with the Bengals the last 2 years. It's just been full nightmares for you guys. You got that one season where Joe Burrow took you to the promised land and almost did it. And then after that, it's like you're paying for it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You're paying for almost winning.
That's that they showed on the game. I think they've lost like 6 games now when they've scored 35 or 38 or 40 or whatever. And the rest of the league was at like 2. You don't lose when you score 40, Bengals.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I do love how the players just called everyone out, though. That was my favorite part after. Yes, Rubio.
Mind if I give away $100 ticket now?
Yeah, go for it.
Make them post in the Discord their answers, though.
I already did. Yep, it's all in the live show chat. All right. For anyone wondering what the rules are, we might give away 5. It could be 6, 7. You know, you never know how many tickets we're going to give away.
Yeah, 6, 7.
Probably going to be 7.
God,
That's
not 6.
number, right?
Did you guys see the
6 or
commercials?
7 away.
Did you guys see the 6, 7 commercials?
Yeah, I love them, JSU. I'm a big fan.
They were the worst.
I had 3 guys.
Look at me there, Shaq, but he's like 6,
3
7
kids for Halloween came dressed up as 6, 7, baby. So, all right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna
JSU. You go to these kids tryouts, like it wasn't Emily, but like the middle school. There's 100 kids out there trying out for 6th grade. Literally 100. Half of them have 6, 7 T-shirts. Like it's insane the amount of money.
So half of them have those T-shirts, 6, 7.
From that Tay Kenny guy that like has the T-shirt brand that like just all the same T-shirt. This black 6, 7 shirt, and they all have it.
I'd be like, if you come to my practice in 6, 7 shirts, you're running all practice. You're just running. You're not even playing. You're just running.
And you hate fun,
Stupidest shit ever.
He's a stickler, Rubio. He's a stickler for it.
Yeah, no, that shit wouldn't fly. That's I don't even understand it. 6, 7. I don't get it. And they do this thing.
6, 7. The number of times Rubio had sex last night.
All right. Let's give away one of these real quick.
No shot, Rubio's pumping out 6, 7.
Eddie should get one just for that comment. Like he should get one.
Live show chat. We're gonna do just random trivia. We might have one where it's statistic related or anything like that. But first one to get the answer right wins a $100 ticket. Just send me your Venmo once I call out your name, and then we'll go ahead and get going real quick. All right. Now some of these are personal too. I just wanted to give everyone a fair shot.
Personal.
Yeah, like personal is in like what team did I see in my first NBA game? All right. So it might be that. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and rifle that now. My first NBA game was a Pacers versus a team, and the first person to get that team right will win a $100 ticket here. I just wanted to kind of give people a chance. People are engaged in the show.
Joe, make 6-9 great again. That's right.
There's
I agree. Make 6-9 great again.
I don't know how you're going to see who gets the first one. That was a terrible question, Rubio.
No, that's a good one. You know why? Because no one's gotten it yet.
That's because it's totally random.
Every team in the league. How is no one got every team
here?
Yeah, that was a bad question. That's just it's too random. You need to have some skill in it.
Nah. I want to see it. We got it. Stop posting, everyone. We got it right here. I think it's. I'm gonna see who got Cavs first. It was the Cavs.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got. I think it's 7-7-7 sub. I'm just making sure though. I'm going up. I don't think anyone else said the Cavs before him.
How did no one guess the Cavs?
I know, right? No one guessed the Cavs. So I am. The worst part is now
look at all the people typing on this show chat.
Live show chat in our Discord, guys. It looks like it is on my end. It's 7-7-7 sub.
Is it 6-7 sub?
That you know what? That's the great part right there. So that's the first one to give away. I'm gonna DM you 7-7-7, and we'll go ahead.
I love 7s up. I love that guy. Let's go.
First on my end. I've tried to double check because I don't want to ever jump the gun, but yeah, he's definitely the first one to guess.
He's always in the MMA chat with me. Love my MMA chatters.
All right, so you guys can continue on. We'll give away another one here in a little bit.
I mean, we're almost done with the show.
Yeah, we are. But I got to get Tony's takes on the running backs because I got Rubio's takes, and then I wanted to. I didn't even get Tony's takes on the running backs. So Tony, do you have any different takes on these running backs? Are you playing Arizona running backs? What are you doing?
I'm going to be way under on these guys, just like last night. There's 3 of them. We don't really know what DeMercado. I think he'll be the third down guy. Michael Carter might steal some work. It reminds me a lot of yesterday where I just didn't really want to go into those situations. They are going to be lower owned, though. So, like Bam Knight, I am going to have some of him. But like I said, I think the winning roster tonight is going to be quarterback with 2, maybe like a kicker sneaks in there, but I just love the quarterback with 2 pass catchers tonight. So I'm going to be way lower on there, and I'm going to be way lower on Javonte at 10K. I think it's a good spot. I'll have some of Javonte. He's going to be 50% owned, though, or close to it, and I'm not going to be anywhere close to that. The one guy I do like, though, is Jaden Blue at 1,400. That price point, I can work with that. That's a cheap tag. There still is a world where he gets more work than people think. He's still a young guy. He could get a boost. So I do like Jaden Blue is the only running back that I will be over the field on, though.
Yeah, my boy Blue.
You're my boy Blue. I can even say that when he
Blue
goes in there. Now you just inspired me. I want to play him even more. You can send that gift too after he houses one. You my boy Blue.
Yeah, that's the best gift too. I mean, the Cardinals have been middling against the running back here. I'm definitely with you. I'm going to be lower on, I think it's a 3-headed backfield in Arizona, which is never good. So I guess if I was going to play one, I'd probably play the cheap one. So DeMercado would be the guy I would
for sure get the third down work too, I think. So,
yeah, I think he'd be my favorite of them all. But I'm going to be low on running backs, and same thing as Tony with Javonte. I'm not going to get to 50% owner like on Javonte. So I'm going to be under the field by a decent amount here, or 30% even. I don't think he's going to be 30%. I think he's going to be more, but Sabres got him at 30. I think he's going to be like 40 plus, but either way, I'm not getting there on Javonte. I don't mind the take on Blue because he's not going to be owned. He's going to be under 10%. So
he fits
one play
those builds too. Like he fits our build path where you need one cheap guy.
Yep. And then Tony, anyone else down here to finish it out? Anyone else you see that you're like, don't mind that guy, or could play a little of this guy?
Just because of the price is another Dallas guy, Malik Davis. I mean, and it's only because he's 200. Like he's just 200. I can put anyone in there for 200, and I think he's the only 200 that I have projected. Yeah, he's the only guy. I don't really like Xavier Weaver, Princeton Fant. I don't even know who those guys are. So yeah, Malik Davis would be my 200 guy. But I mean, everyone else down there. I mean, I'll take some flyers on like. Are we talking just running backs or any of these cheap guys? I mean, like
no, any of the cheap guys just to finish out the range.
I think Lupke for 400. Span Ford has got some looks at 600. I mean, Schoonmaker's even better than Span Ford. I'm going to take some flyers on all these cheap guys, but no, I don't. I think Jaden Blue is like by far the best cheap play because I think he actually has upside.
Yeah, so I like 2 cheap plays down here, and it's not the one that, not your
God, you and your freaking route numbers. There's no way you don't like Schoonmaker after you were like his route numbers are so much higher than his route number. I knew you were going to like him. Oh, my God.
Spoon Daddy. I actually, this is a play for Rubio. He won $300K. If you don't play Schoonmaker in honor of Rubio, you're not a true friend of Rubio.
Oh, yeah, he liked him better than
no, that's his boy.
Literally, he liked him better than Mary Ferguson.
No,
2 years ago when we were doing best ball, 2 years ago when we were doing best ball for the first time, Rubio loved Luke Schoonmaker. Don't even lie.
Ferguson was the guy who
you loved them both. You loved
Schoonmaker. Rubio. Stop trying to bail out of it.
I did not like Schoonmaker at all. I was kind of curious why you added me in the chat and said you bet his anytime TD. I was like, I like Schoonmaker's cool and stuff. I never liked Schoonmaker. He's a shitty Michigan dude. Like I've never
tell him, Rubio. I'm back on Rubio's side now.
I can't take that, Jazz.
Touchdown bet, Luke Schoonmaker, sign me up, sir.
I respect it. He's a Michigan dude. I never liked him.
Also, Brebspan Ford or whatever you say his name, he got a ton of run pretty much specifically when they got inside the 5. He got I think he got every snap inside the 5 because they like his run blocking as well. So whenever you get like every snap inside the 5, but you're not running a ton of routes anywhere else, I think that's interesting because no one's going to play him. He's got a shitty projection. He's 600, like Tony said, so he's not even like 200. But I do think he's got upside to catch a touchdown or something like that. I'm probably going to bet him at like 11-1 to catch a touchdown, and I'm going to play some of them in DFS. My hot take is that one of those tight ends are on the winner. That's my hot take, Tony. I like play of the day. I'm not going to give one of them. I'm just going to say my hot take is one of those guys catches a touchdown and is on the old winner here. All right, we got to do anti-play of the day. As we do that, Rubio, think of another question to get another ticket in there. Tony, I got this sorted by ownership now, so you can look through it. Who's your anti-play of the day?
So I already said my anti, and it's clear as day. Where'd he go on your sheet? Mary Ferguson. I think he'll be higher than that too because people like him. I think Ferguson is by far the worst play on the slate, so he's an easy anti for me.
I mean, I think the easiest anti-play of anti-plays is Zonovan Knight. If he's going to be anywhere near 24%.
Yeah, I like him too. I felt like that was too easy.
That feels like cheating, honestly. I feel, you know what? I am cheating right there. I'll go. Man, I don't want to give George Pickens. I'm going to be lower than him. I'll screw it. I'll have some balls. I'll go Javonte. I'll take Javonte Williams as my ante. Rubio, you want to give an ante?
It'd be Pickens or Ferguson too. I just want to be overweight on
Wow. I was a Ferguson guy, and then all of a sudden you're not on Ferguson?
I'm definitely not on Ferguson when he's got the same ADOT.
Shows how much you love your guys. Unreal.
I quit him. I've quit him. There's no doubt. He was good for 1 year.
All right, Rubio, do you have a question for the chat before we give our plays of the day?
Yeah, and just for what it's worth, members only. Remember, live show chat and the members Discord are the where we're gonna go. So we're gonna go ahead and give him another one here in the live show chat on Discord. All right, so this one I'm gonna get a little bit more particular, I guess. All right, this again, I don't want people using like AI.
Did you give your anti-play yet?
Yeah, it was Pickens or Ferguson.
Oh, so you gave 2?
Yeah, why not? I'm under on them. Here you go. I had my first pair of NBA basketball player shoes I bought with my own money. All right. What player's signature shoe was it? All right. This one's a little more specific for you.
It was like 5 years ago.
Rubio's definitely like did Ricky Rubio have shoes? Like if Ricky Rubio had shoes and it's not Ricky Rubio, I'll be
not Rubio. This dude like playing in some freaking New Balances.
Right, so hold on. I need to help the chat here. I'm 27, guys. So anyone guessing Marbury and Jordan and stuff like that, you got to think of an all-star in the last 15 years. All right, that's your hint. All right. You also have to remember. I mean,
Rubio was 2 when AI was doing his thing. He
would never buy AI. I would never buy an overhyped.
Probably wasn't even alive. Like, when were you born, Rubio? Like 2008.
You just said he's 27, Tony. Do math.
I think that people might. Oh, we got it. McLongrod got it. Paul George.
That was my God. Paul George.
Shoe. McLongrod, baby. Paul George. Those shoes were great. Those shoes were great.
God, what a terrible pair of shoes.
I mean, that's an awful dude to have shoes from. God. If I could literally think of like a top 5 bottom guys I wouldn't want to wear their shoes, Paul George would be on that list.
Who had worse shoes than Shaq? Like he had the worst shoes of anybody.
Yeah, I never even thought about you. Shaq was too. I can never wear shoes from like an actual like big guy. Screw big guys. I hated all those guys. I never represented the big guys.
I think people forgot just how good Paul George was back in like the day.
Ugh.
Like that dude was going toe to toe against the Heat. People
You
literally
loved him for the Pacers. I can just picture you up in the Pacers crowd. Just
Oh, that's
stroking
why he's a
yourself to Paul
pacer. I
George.
forgot about that
I can
too.
just
That's
picture your big old smile
Oh.
as LeBron sends him home for the 8th straight year. Get out of here, Paul George. LeBron said it's enough and enough's enough.
I mean,
yeah,
the
LeBron on
refs
his
really
20
favored
years
Miami.
of steroids and whatever else he was taking. No bag, LeBron just sending Paul George home.
Every year. Paul George, get out of here.
Get out.
I'm going to win the East 10 straight years on Paul George's head, Rubio.
Oh.
I can't believe you said Paul George. That's
The worst
your
part is
first
he's
pair
so
of
washed
shoes.
now, man. He's so washed now. It's terrible.
He's collecting all his money still low.
He's definitely collecting his money. All right. Tony, play of the day here. Play of the day.
Man, so my play of the day, I think it's got to be Jacoby captain. I don't know what his captain ownership is. Let me see. Captain ownership. Why is it not showing me quarterbacks? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, okay. His quarterback ownership is like 10%. That's fine. I'll do that. I think he's by far the best captain play. I absolutely love Jacoby captain. So that'll be my play of the day.
Do you have like a low-owned guy that like?
Yeah, low owned. Like I think my favorite. I don't know if he's low owned. Is my boy Michael? Yeah, Michael Wilson's probably low, right? Or is he not?
They got him at like 19-20% on Sabre right now.
I like him. Michael Wilson as my lower owned guy.
Yeah.
This is my nightmare. We didn't talk about this at all, but if Kyler, this is my nightmare with Jacoby though. If they start throwing stuff out like Kyler might play a little, or that's worst case scenario for Showdown tonight. For the record, we do not want any of that stuff. If it happens, I'll fade them both though. If they start saying they're going to split, I just won't play either one of them.
Honestly, if they start saying that shit, I might have to play some like Bam Knight or something.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Just
please don't do it, though. Please just rule a quarterback.
What if they do what if one plays one half and one plays the other?
I don't even say it because I was so confident in Jacoby, and then that's my nightmare.
Yeah, that would definitely be my nightmare. Also, I agree. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you enjoy these shows. I'm gonna go with a player. I already gave I gave a hot take, so
I'm gonna pick Schoonmaker.
I'm not. I already gave my hot take. I think one of those guys gets in the box. Get off my fucking ass, Tony. I'm gonna give a guy that I didn't even talk about the entire show.
I hate how you stole my move too, doing that. You love that move now. You love that.
It's my favorite, and I'll totally say it too. I will totally admit this because I am totally honest. I stole this move from Tony, and it's so great. I feel every time I do it, it makes me feel better too because he'll forget to do it, and I'll do it, and that's why he's so mad. It's not that I stole it. It's that he didn't even do it on this show. He didn't even forget to not talk about his play of the day, and I just pulled the move.
Who is it, Aubrey?
I love it. No, Zay Jones. I think Zay Jones. I think
Jones.
Everyone's gonna like Michael Wilson because he plays more, and like Tony said, he's cheap. I think he's cheaper than Zay Jones too, which means Zay Jones is gonna come in like way lower owned, and I think Zay Jones has more like big playability, like down the field, big playability. That's not really Michael Wilson's game. I think Zay Jones against this Dallas defense, he can catch a bomb. They're all worried about, Trey McBride. Zay Jones, big play down the field against this Dallas defense, and under 10% owned, which I like that, or right around 10% owned. So, yeah, Rubio, you got a play, you got a sneaky play. You're on mute.
Unbelievable.
The phone's blowing up right now. No, I would say sneaky play.
The new phone? Did you get a new one?
I ordered it. I need it. This one's heating up right now. It's as hot as anything can be. It's burning my leg when I set it down. I like taking a chance on any of these scrubs where it's like, look, even if you have Elijah Higgins, for example, under 10%, he's going to be out there for almost half the game. He's going to run plenty of routes. Anyone can do anything against this Cowboys defense. Elijah Higgins would be the guy. All right, so
JSU didn't care about your play at all. He asked you about the play and then just left. I mean, that's disrespectful. After you win $285,000, he asked you for your play and he just leaves.
I had to feed my dog. He was hungry.
During the play of the day? I mean, this guy, show some respect for that hair. Look at that red hair.
My dog waited an extra hour to eat because of this show. So, because we went so long. So, you know what? I had to feed him. But I do like the Higgins call, Rubio. I do like it. I like it better than stupid Michael Wilson.
God, Michael Wilson's going to own you.
Everyone's going to play.
All right, we still got 4 to give away, 5 to give away even. So let's go ahead.
Jeez, will you give like a rank the top 5 or something and pick the top 5 here, Rubio?
Oh yeah, you know what? We'll do 2 birds, 1 stone. Should we do that? 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, why not?
Or just come on the NBA and give out some more.
You think? Well,
yeah, that's a good idea too.
We'll give away 2 more here. Then at the top of the NBA show, we'll give away 3 more. All right. That's what we'll do. We'll have separate questions for these. All right?
Cubs, I can't help myself when Tony fucking chews that pen for half the damn show, and I gotta look at this dude as he's talking. He's got that stupid pen in his mouth. Look at that thing.
We'll get specific here. All right, we'll get slightly specific, and this one's going to be in the theme of DFS Juice, who just put it in the live show chat. He's going to have a little bit of an edge here, not too much, right? All right, the first soccer game. Yeah, this is how you know it. This is great stuff here. First soccer game I watched in full included. You can get either team. All right, it's European teams.
Oh my God. No one's ever going to get this.
I guarantee you someone's going to get it in 5 seconds, Big T.
Oh,
you can get either team, right? First one to get either team. I cannot believe they have not got this. Oh,
how are you still talking? Say the question.
We got it. Mac 2 Services got it. Real Madrid.
Oh, that was the question? The first 2 teams?
That was the question. Congrats. And then he's going to get a Venmo too for $100. Then we got to get 1 more away.
I agree with Felix.
Where's Europe?
All right. My guy, Mac 2 Services, won that. He guessed Real Madrid. It was the first game that I watched in full. It was Atletico and Real Madrid. That was the first game that I remember, and he guessed Real first. We'll go ahead and do one last one here.
We're in America. Ask an American question here.
He's doing another Euro question?
No, I'm not putting in another Euro question, but I might. Yeah, I might.
This is the same dude that was calling, what'd you call him? Dampier. And then he owned you this week, by the way. Utah's quarterback, Dampier, who should be called by his actual name, owned Rubio. Just owned him.
It was bad. It was bad.
Dampier. Dampier.
Hey, listen, you won $300K in NFL, but he can't win everything, Tony. I mean, come on. He can't win every sport.
All right, we got to give this one away quick. All right, let's get out of here before 5. All right, last question. All right, we're going to make this NFL related. It's an NFL show. All right, we'll go ahead and make this NFL related. Oh, man. How deep do we want to go? Do we want to get deep? No? Okay.
Just a tip.
My first autograph football that I won from the Bengals was which player? All right, this
Rudy Johnson. Do I win?
Hell no. You think I'm 40?
Yeah, that's right. Rudy was before you too.
DJ
Hushmanzada.
There's a lot of good guesses. Ocho's a great guess. It's not Ocho. Oh, there we go. We got it. We got it. BC gets it. AJ Green. That was the first football, the Bengals. That was good stuff. BC, you win $100 Venmo. We'll give away 3 more on the NBA show at the top of the show. Should be a good time, JSU.
All right. So if you're a member and you have access to that show and you're in the Discord, make sure you check that out, especially in the beginning. Rubio will give out a few more tickets there. And if you're not a member, you should check it out. Rumpier Premium for every sport, one price, plus SaberSim, best opto in the business. If you want to check it out, Rumpier Premium is for you for all sports. And if you just want single sport packages, we have that for all NFL, NBA, even college basketball. We got that. So if you're into those sports, if you just want one of those sports, we have those packages for you. Hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel here. We're going to get out of here. Make sure we get all the content up. Good luck to everyone on today's Monday Night Football DFS slate on DraftKings. For Big T, for the 300K man himself, Rubio, I'm JSU. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.